G'day everyone and welcome back to Steve's Place Down Under. Today we're going to try and start this 1942 Chevrolet Blitz truck, CMP. Got a 216 6-cylinder Chev in it. Just going to do a quick walk around of her. So this was my grandfather's on my mother's side. So they used to use this in the bush, had a crane on it. They'd lift one end of the log up with the crane, tie the end of the log to the back of it and just walk it out of the bush. So they're 4-wheel drive with the old 216 in it. It's been a couple of years since it's been running. A bloke did buy this at an auction we had many years ago, and he started to turn it back into put all the military spec wheels and everything back on it. So it used to have dual wheels at the back and then a single same wheel inverted on the front. When they were used as tractors and trucks or whatever they were used for after the war, that's the sort of wheels they had on them. The crane was cut off and scrapped. Last time I had it running, the water pump bearing had collapsed, so it does leak out through that shaft, but it'll run long enough. It's a handful to drive. So this bloke, when he bought it, he took it to a mate's place of mine, and what they did was they sandblasted it, tried to get it back to, he was going to paint it and use it in his business, and you can see he started to put bog in it. And then he disappeared, this bloke, and he owed that much storage fee to the mate of mine. That mate of mine told him to come and get it. He couldn't get hold of him. Then he just didn't, so he gave it back to me. He said the storage fee isn't worth the price of the truck, so he just told me to come and get it, and I gladly did. 2009, 2010, I used to enter it in tractor pulls, and it went very, very well. I had a 2-ton block on the back, and she pulled very, very well in low gear and 4-wheel drive. Really, really well. So what we're going to do is try and get her going. I'll just set a fuel tank up on here and gravity feed into that. She's got the old carder on her. Gravity feed it into there. I'll just dig a few of these leaves out of the way. We may check if there's any water in the sump, because it has been sitting here, and as you can see, she's not very well protected there. It's never had an engine cover, this one, since we've had it. Since I remember it, when I was a kid, I don't remember a cover being over it. We'll just check there's no water in the sump, and then we'll see if she winds over. And these ones wind over off a lever. That lever there, that starts her. We'll just set the battery on the floor here and see what she does. I'm just as interested as anyone to see what's going on in here. A 7/8 socket. Just trying to reach in under it. We've had a lot of rain here this morning, and I'm sort of laying on the wet ground to do this, but sort of just walked up into the bush with a few tools. I didn't bring everything. I forgot my gloves even. Try and wear those neoprene gloves most days when I'm working to protect my hands from all this oil, but I guess some days it doesn't hurt. Didn't even bring the ratchet, I don't think. That to me feels like it's got some sort of, I don't know if it's thread tape or thread sealant of some description. Generally you just crack a sump plug and they should wind straight out, but oh no. We better not start that with that in it. I'll go and get a tub. Okay, before we do any of that, I might just see if she winds over, because that water in the bottom of that sump's not too enticing by any means. For it to get in there, it's got to go through the engine somehow. Just see she's in neutral, she is. And this lever here should... Oh, she winds good. Okay. Take that lead back off. So while that yogurt's still draining out of the sump, which I can see it under there dripping still, I'll take this air cleaner off, hook a fuel supply up to it, Yeah, look at that. Bit of luck that hasn't overflown and gone into the engine, but the engine's free enough. So what they do is they sit in this recess here where the wing nut is to service your oil bath, and it fills up with water and drips in. And just lucky it's not full, because if it fills up it'll spill over into the throat of the carburettor, and we don't want that. So what I'll do next, I'll just knock this fitting off here, get that mud nest out of there. Then I'll go around and do the points and set that up, I won't put water in it straight away, so it's going to make a mess. Just before we fire it, I'll put water in it. That taps off anyway, so it can only get in this fitting here. That's an airline fitting, but I have been using it to just adapt the hose to it. These little buggers build in everything that's left open. I've only got a metric toolkit in my ute. A lot of the stuff I play with is imperial, so if you see me struggling with it, I've just got a basic toolkit in my ute in case I've got to rush out and do anything at work with it. If I'm not in the service truck, it's just basic. It does the job. We've been using it most of these startups. So I'll hook this to that. I'll have to roll her up a bit. I have cleaned this hose out off camera. I'll just put a little bit of oil on that so it goes over. Okay, so I just put a bit of engine oil on that to lubricate it, get this hose over enough. What I'll do is I've brought the mower tank up that I started the Ford Blitz, the V8 with last week. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. Old side valve V8, they're the same truck. One was Ford, one was Chev. Same cab anyway, the chassis and diffs and all that were different, but if you are interested in these military style trucks or blitzes in general, go back and have a look at that one. It was a pretty good video. It was locked, transmission was locked, engine was locked, and we end up succeeding. So if you want to have a look at that one, but I've got the fuel tank I used on that, and I'll sit it here, just rest it up against there with some petrol in it, and give her a go. So this is the actual tank. I had cable tied there like that when I was tractor pulling with it. Just wonderful. Worked great. Won't fill that up yet. Try and get spark while that drips under there, and then we'll fill her up with oil and give her a go. Okay, I'm going to pop the cap off her. Can't really fill down behind there. You see, she's got a fruit salad of leads on her, but last time we had a go and it was, you can see in there, it's not magnificent, but it's dry at least. So all I want to do here is just give those points a bit of a rub. Just hold her open with the screwdriver, then you just let it clamp on there. The spring tension of the points is ideal for clamping the paper. Some blokes use a little file. Ideally that's a lot better because it doesn't leave any sand or stuff off the paper in there for it to arc against, but this is all we've got up here now and that's what we're using. It's a very fine paper, so I'm not rubbing the hell out of it. With it off, I'm just going to check the spark there too. Okay, there should be a spark. Oh, I don't know what was wrong last time. Let's say, oh, she's up on the lobe there. That's what's wrong with it. But you can see it is live. If you got spark there, it's going to be everywhere else. That's completing the circuit. The coil's obviously live if it's sparking there. So we'll put some oil in her and give her a go. I'd imagine the firing order's still right. We haven't had anything off it since last time. It was driven here many years ago. I've just tipped some oil in there just to flush her out. So knock that bit of yogurt out of the bottom. Ideally it needs to get hot and then be dropped again. Maybe some thinner oil or something, some diesel with it perhaps, but I don't want to wash the bearings either, so I think it'll be fine. Get her going and drop her off camera later on, but as long as we run it and show you all how it goes, I think that's more important. I'm just going to tie this tank on because if and when she goes, I might put her into gear and see if she moves. Just back and forward. I'm not going to show off with it because it's a dreadful thing to drive. Compared to that Ford when I was turning the wheel on it, it was fairly easy. Got the same size tyres, but this one's, even when it's moving, it's very hard to steer. I'll get underneath, put the sump plug back in. We've flushed it a couple of times now. It appears to be clean oil. All that worries me is if there's a gauze over that pickup, which in most cases there is. I'm not real familiar with these engines, but it can block it up. So I just hope that's not the case, and it has got, you know, and he's getting some sort of oil. I'm just going to put enough in it to run it because it's going to need dropping again. Okay, so this is interesting. I've tipped oil in the rocker cover where you do fill it, and she's leaking out all those plug holes. That's one big tin cover on there, so I'm not at all surprised, but I've never even gave that a thought that would happen. It probably shouldn't. It probably meant to be sealed along there, but over all the years the seals have degraded, I suppose, but it hasn't hurt anything. It's just made a mess. But she's got enough in it now. Got enough in it now to give her a go. I'll put some petrol in. I might even fill the vent tube up on the carburetor here so the bowl's full. We'll give her a try. I'll start her from this side so you can watch from that side. So I always put 2-stroke in these old girls before I crank them up. Just gives that bit of cylinder lubrication when they've been sitting for so long. Trying to get a bit in that bowl. It's just, might just open the fuel up and let it go. I spilt more in the throat of the carburetor than anything, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to give her a go now. It's got petrol there. It is dripping on that exhaust manifold, which isn't great, but I have to jump backwards if she plays up. So it's only been a few years, but it's been weathered fairly bad. If it fires, I'll go around and put some water in, because what it does, it'll blow that water through the cab, because it leaks pretty badly. Wow. First go. How wonderful. Okay, I'll put some water in it so I can run it a bit longer. Just going to try and jam this bonnet open with a stick here while I get the drum of oil. Just noticed something then too, I'll show you. One of the rocker cover screws just here hasn't got a nut on it. That could be holding water too. I might get an old truck mud flap and try and throw over the whole engine and just preserve her a bit better after this. I'll just get some water, then we'll give her another go. I don't know if there's any other leaks or just the water pump. She's got a collapsed bearing on the shaft. They are available, I have seen them, but I'm not overly keen on spending too much money on her. I was going to use it maybe. I'd use it round here, but it's just too hard to steer. For whatever reason, whether it's a steering box, whether the hubs just need greasing. But we did do that at the time. Well, that's just how they are. It didn't take much because it only leaks to the level of that water pump. So it's not leaking out of the bottom. Didn't take much at all. Put the cap back on, maybe leave it loose so it doesn't pressurise. And we'll give her another one. Oh, she's flooded now. Just turn that fuel off. Give the starter a rest, we'll come back. strange when she started straight away. Now it's not. And she's flooded, or the case is. Definitely got spark because she's trying.
Isn't the last time you take the starter off it?
No, not this one. Shit. Just check spark off camera and we'll come back. Okay, so the way it's wired is it's coming off the starter. There's corrosion between the coil power and the lead coming from the battery. That's where it got its power from. So we're going to give it another go now. I think it'll run pretty well. Still got water, still got still the oil level's right. Got petrol in here. I didn't put that cap on actually. A bit excited. Anyway. Alright, we'll give her another go. She's now live again. Turn the fuel on. Oh, that wasn't me. I don't know if she's flooded or not enough. If I tip any more in there, I could certainly try. Just may have to wait for it to clear itself. She's flooded. I would just say she's flooded. I'm not hitting it all now. Starter arrest. Okay, what I'm going to quickly do, just pop the top off this bowl. It seems like possibly not enough fuel now. I just threw my hand over it off camera and it fired and ran back out like it's perhaps only sucked in what the choke dragged in, and then she stopped again. I'll just make sure this needle's not stuck closed or blocked. It might have washed some of that dirt from that nest down into it. She's making a couple of promising sounds now that we've got spark, but she's still not how it did run last time. It's not great. Still got the linkage for the throttle plunger stuck on there. I just thought there might have been possibly is a nice little clip down here I just can't access to get that off. Maybe a little R clip or something like that. I just want to see if there's fuel is running in there. It's enough for me. Perhaps it's not keeping up with it. Not that we've run it long enough yet, but it might be all it is. I might have to resort to my modified Stromberg, that my emergency Strommy, I call this. She's sort of slotted it to fit all these manifolds on this size engine. There's a carburettor problem. Rather than buggerise around with it on video, I just put that on it and sort of eliminates that side of it, but hopefully it's not the case here. Okay, I'll give her another go now the bowl's full. Smells a bit fuely. The choke's off unless it's doing like the Ford did. And oh, there she goes. She might have run out. Unless she's doing like the Ford did and it's flowing over out of the bowl vent, but I can't see it doing that. Certainly a mystery. She certainly stinks. You can see a bit of the smoke there. That's not oil, that's fuel. Give her another one. Seemed to be a spark problem. She had nothing at the points, then I fiddled with it and it come good again. That's why it turned off. So we'll give her another. I don't think this little tank's keeping up with it. Matter of fact, I think it's nearly empty. That could have possibly been what we're dealing with. It might have... Is it still going? It may have been flooding, like the Ford was. She's certainly not very economical. I mean, it's used. I'll probably only tipped 1.5 litres, 2 litres into her. And with less fuel in there, there's less gravity, like less weight to gravity feed it into that carby. Give her another one. I'd like to run it for a little bit, get that oil hot to get that yogurt out of it. I don't know why it does that. That's not me doing that. Got a carby problem, she's just flooding. That water pump. fuel tank fell off. But she's boiling anyway, so it's probably time to... She run out of fuel. I didn't turn it off, but I didn't notice that until she stopped. Now it's steaming. The pump's obviously not pumping at all. And whether they've got a thermostat, these old girls, I'm not too sure. I'd imagine so. I could be wrong though. It's not hot enough to hurt it. You can see that rocket cover's just non-existent, the gasket under that. It's just burning off the head, but yeah, she was running quite well in the end. It's not hot, the block's not hot. Just not circulating. I think it's just boiled the water in the core. Anyway, it's done it good to get it hot. I'll drop the oil out and let it slowly run out of it. And you won't see too much more of this. It's just a garden ornament for the time I've got. I would have thought you'd fill it from that. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe that's why it leaked out those plug holes. But to me, that's what that is. So I need to block that other port off too. Okay, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I love seeing this old girl run. It means a lot to us. I mean, we're not going to restore it. We're not putting it in the shed. I've got more important things to put in the shed. She is where she is. It is what it is. So I am going to get to all those max, but we didn't have a lot of time today, so we just thought we'd start this one to keep the videos rolling. This channel's starting to go well again, doing these startups. So until next time, thanks everyone for watching, and have a good week, and talk to you all soon. See you in the next one.